Shalom Aleichem, 2 minutes of Torah. This year's entitled Parshat Korach Part 2, the Lie Detector Test, Part 2. We asked some very serious questions about people around the world now and back then in the time of Korach. If you ask Korach with a lie detector test, are you l'shem shemaim? Are you acting l'shem shemaim? You'd ask the same question to Obama and the nuclear deal with Iran. You asked the UN about all the conditions about Israel. Do you think you're being fair to all the nations of the world, including Israel? Do you think she was being objective? I would think in most of these cases, people would answer you or being fair or being objective, and Korach would say, yeah, I'm just acting in Shem Shemaim to help Torah Judaism. And I think they'd all pass the lie detector test. That's my guess. And Penach Leibowitz says also, in Korach and his mind was the Shem Shemaim. Christians, how do we ever get out of that loop? Every single thing that we do, we're always convinced, well, the Shem Shemaim, we're doing the right thing, we have the best intentions. How do we ever get out of that? So I think there's a basic premise, and if we don't have that premise, it's pretty hard to ever dig deep inside of ourselves. If we don't have the idea that we are complex people with two very different parts. We have the conscious psyche, the conscious mind, and we have the subconscious part of our psyche. Freud, of course, spent much time on this. And that was one of his big novel ideas, the subconscious mind, where there's so much mental activity going on besides one's conscious activity. And what one thinks consciously is not the end of mental activity. That's just the tip of the iceberg. And there's so much more going on deep beneath the surface. Of course, he maintained that during the night, during the dreams work, that's where it all comes out. During the day, you're only aware of your conscious activity. You don't know what's going on in your subconscious. On the contrary, the conscious mind suppresses the subconscious activity. At night, when the conscious mind is not at work, then the subconscious comes out through dreams. But this isn't really Freud's chiddush. Maybe in the world of science it was for many. The Torah has this idea already from times of Sinai, that man is very, very, very complex. And what you see at the surface is just that, it's surface. And deep down, there's very, very deep ideas that may be very, very different than the conscious mind. And a person must be able to somehow tap in and understand what is going on beneath the surface. And if he's not able to do that somehow, then he's going to do things that he thinks is the biggest mitzvah in the world, the greatest act of chesed in the world. And it could be he's just being motivated by very problematic subconscious ideas. Maybe he's doing the right actions, and it's good what he's doing. He's motivated. We might call that lo lishma. That's fine. He's learning a lot of hours, and it's really, so he could be a big gadol. Consciously he feels the way, subconsciously feels. That's fine when it's the right actions. But there are times when it's not the right actions, and he's being motivated and fueled by part of his psyche. He doesn't even realize. And if he doesn't do his real work on himself, he could be just destroying himself, the community, and the world. So if we go back to these cases, Korach, when the Chazal talk about the jealousy of El Safan, it was subconscious. It wasn't really in his psyche on a conscious level. He had no idea that was what was fueling him. He asked him, how do you feel about El Safan? No, okay, fine, yeah, I think it should have been me. I think it was a mistake, but no, fine, okay. And is that what's motivating you to go ahead and challenge him? No, not at all. So that motivation was deep. He had a very deep hatred for Moshe and Aaron because he was so jealous of his cousin, Ali Tzafan. And once he had that jealousy inside, it just fueled him. And yes, is it possible that Obama is going to make a nuclear deal that could destroy the world? Forget about destroying Israel. Destroy the world. Instead of going after Iran directly, he's going to go ahead and give Iran power, nuclear power. And now with the deal coming, they can have $30-40 billion into their economy in no time because the boycott's going to be over because they have a deal. Is it possible the deal could destroy the world 100%? And is it possible he doesn't realize that, I'm not a psychologist, only Hashem knows exactly what's going on in his psyche, but is it possible that he just has this subconscious dream of going down in history as the man that made a peace deal with Iran and brought peace to the world? And with this irrational goal, he'll go ahead and set up something incredibly disastrous. Yes, it's quite possible. What ultimately is going on, I don't know. And when the whole world is condemning us day after day, and the UN is condemning us day after day, deep down, it's very simple. Esav, Sone, Yaakov. Esav hates us. They're predisposed with the hatred towards us for whatever reason, however you're going to explain anti-Semitism, which is also, the way I understand it, some subconscious force, and they're just not aware of it. And once you're not aware of it, then consciously you're going to have ideas that, yeah, I'm just trying to save the world. I'm just trying to save the poor Palestinians from their oppressors who unfairly have a blockade against them, who unfairly are shooting missiles at their schools and UN buildings. And they'll actually believe it. That's the power of the subconscious. A person has an obligation to somehow dig deep into his subconscious as much as possible. How to do that, of course, is quite tricky. It's Hashem in part 3. We'll try to analyze that as well. Shalom.